Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just want to show you the end of these fuel pipes. So not a big deal, but I personally have not had a fuel pipe on a 1kd not be able to be undone with this crowsfoot tool. This is a 1/2-inch drive one. It's a bit different to what most of you have got. And using that on a big breaker bar has never let me down. Sometimes I've been, vehicles have been brought in that we've had to work on that have been kind of like this. See how they're a bit rounded? And obviously we've got to get in there and file them back to the shape of a nut again so that this will fit on, because you can clearly see that isn't going to fit on the way it is at the moment. Well, it might. But anyway, that's what I've had to do in the past, file those down. Like, what sort of butchers are going to do that to your vehicle, right? Well, there's a hint in the picture of where that vehicle went last and who worked on it, right? I'm not going to say it. I don't need to say it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sick of it, okay? These places that butcher cars, they should know better. If any of the owners or the managers are watching these videos, please train the staff to do better. It's not that hard. It's just the basic things. You need to keep an eye on these guys, really. Anyway, so what happened with this? This wasn't my job. This was someone that returned some injectors to me for their free contamination check, and thought they'd show me what happened. So they chose to, or thought they had to, I'm not sure, I wasn't there, cut the pipe off, which is fine. I've heard of plenty of people cutting the pipes off to get to before, and then they were able to get a socket, obviously tap a socket over a single hex socket with a hammer over the butchered up nuts, we'll call them, right, to enable to get them off. And I've heard of that from plenty of people before. I just haven't been lucky enough to have to do that. This has worked for me, so I don't know. This is a really cool tool. It was about 80 or 90 bucks, okay? So I wouldn't suggest you go and buy yourself one of those. There's plenty, you can get a whole set for that sort of money. But I just wanted to be the guy that owns one, because the dealer said, oh, we've never sold one of those. Oh, there's none on the system. Nobody's ever sold one, kind of talk. So I thought, well, I'll definitely have one then, because I'll be the only person that's got one. Who else can show me a photo of one of those if you own one? Genuine Toyota one. Anyway, what I wanted to show you also was, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the picture, but we'll try. We try these things. Where they put the pipes back on, there was grit. There's always a lot of, you can see the corrosion and grit. You've seen in other photos I put up. Grit and dirt and debris and rust and stuff. Now, that's what you get around the end of the fuel pipe here, right? Now, there you go. You can see in the picture. See that nice, clean, shiny surface there? That's where the injector pipe has got a seal up to the injector inlet, up to 22,000 PSI. Your tyre's got about 35 PSI in it. I'll say it again, 22,000 PSI. So not 100 PSI, not 1,000, 22,000 PSI, okay? That's where it's got a seal there. Now, a couple of issues here. Debris getting into the injector, that's going to have happened, which is why it had to be worked on again. But you can see the debris that have just been squashed, all right? Squashed. So A, there's a risk of a leak if that debris doesn't kind of squash properly. We're talking about a lot of pressure here. Things have got to be right. And so I'll just quickly twist that around, try and see if you can see what's going, how filthy that is. So that's what I noticed anyway. I wasn't impressed with that, of course. Dirty pipes going back onto injectors, and probably what caused all these problems anyway, because the vehicle wasn't that old. So when you've got a 2014 or something, and you're wondering why you've got problems at only 100, 150,000 Ks, well, possibly this has happened to your vehicle every 40,000 Ks, because that's recommended by the book. Now, thankfully it doesn't happen, and in other videos we've told you why we prefer that not to happen, all that sort of thing. But be aware, this happens. You can only reuse fuel pipes a couple of times. Okay, so they're fitted at factory. You can reuse them if you're able to get this all apart clean. See the problem that happens? The nozzle seals, they fill up with dirt and debris and moisture, and that's why they get all sealed, that rust and dirt. So that's what's in that nozzle seal where the injector is. So when you undo the pipe and take that off, it's full of grit and everything, right? So isn't that just going to fall in the injector inlet? So how is anyone supposed to undo that and not get garbage into your injectors and ruin your injectors, or at least do damage? Yeah, very difficult. So what you do is you've obviously got to clean it and you've got to blow it. Once you crack these loose and get a bit of movement, a bit more, you've got to blow it. Then you've got to stop blowing it at some point too, because otherwise you're just going to blow stuff straight down past into there and into the injector. So you've got to be really careful how you do things, and there's going to be some luck involved as well. So you're not always going to be successful unless you've just put if it's done 20,000 Ks, or you've just done the injectors and pipes and you've got to pull it apart again. That's when you're going to be okay, because all this is clean and brand new. That's one of our reasons for using new fuel pipes. Not to forget, the workshop manual says in bold, when replacing the injector, you must replace the fuel pipe. So as I was saying, you can use fuel pipes safely 3 times. So factory it goes together. If you are able to pull it apart clean and not contaminate the injectors at whatever point in time, you could put the pipes back again, and you can do it again. So that's 3 times. So it's factory plus 2, okay? The 4th time, there's not enough squash left in this area here. It squashes down. It's just risky to have fuel leaks, okay? So a few little pointers I wanted to put out in this video. Damaging these, dirty pipes, and how many times you can reuse fuel pipes. New injectors, new pipes, guys. Just watch where you take your vehicle. You know we can supply you with the injector kit, and we've got recommended places you can go to get that work done. So feel free to give me a call for that if you need to inquire about it or those repairers. Now those repairers are special. There's not a lot of them, and we don't just hand them out, you know, to anyone. It's basically we reserve them for people that fit the right parts. So people that purchase our parts, that's part of our network of suppliers, installers, repairers that we'll share with those people, okay? So avoid these sorts of problems. If you do have a problem getting a pipe off, this may be something you got to do, cut it off and put a socket on there. But hopefully not. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. See ya.